really close friend of mine. I love her to death. I think she's a spark of life in my life. And I just met her tonight. All right, folks, are we ready? Let's start clapping. Come on, make some noise for Betsy Ellen Wesley, everybody!
Wow, give it up for your host, you guys. My new best friend, I'm so excited. And gosh, Ziggy, I got to come and meet Ziggy in person. Oh my heavens. That's a high point. I've known Ziggy for a while. Oh my God. So I'm Betsy Ellen Wesley. That's right. I have guests here tonight. I want to thank my guests. I have friends. Thank you. Mucho gusto de venir esta noche. Muchísimas gracias. I'm so excited. You gotta do that, right? You gotta do that. I have wonderful, wonderful people here. And I came from Chicago. I grew up in LA. That's a spoiler. Anyway, so I do comedy. It became by accident, okay? I'm not all full of myself, you know. People told me for many years, you should do stand-up comedy. You should do stand-up comedy. And the first guy that told me that, I said, what are you, a masochist? What is that? And then I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden, I thought, well, wait a minute. People keep telling me that. I'm not thinking of that. I have no intention of doing it. Maybe it's God. And I'm not real religious, but I thought I don't want to ignore God, you know? So I did, and people kept telling me good work, which is really weird, okay? I'm a Jew, I'm a guilty Jew. I think I have to work extra hard, and they kept telling me good work, nice work. What, really? Okay, so it's fun. But, okay, so I'm older than a lot of comedians, you might have noticed that. And I'm a walking public service announcement in a way for the young ones, right? I'm 69 and 3/4 years old. Thank you. I realize what that means is I'll be doing 69 all year. Just not the fun kind, but but it's pretty okay. You know, it took me, I started comedy when I was 60, I think. And it took me so many years to get my hair and makeup shit together. I had nothing else to do with it, you know, so I get to dress up and do comedy, and I'm in between husbands too. That's to tell you that I'm straight, and I did figure out how to nab a guy. Yeah, I did. But now they're not my husbands, haha. Not really, I'm not that kind of girl. No, not that kind of woman. But so I'm older, you know. Older, oh my God, you know, you don't get to be 69 and 3/4 years old without having stuff wrong with you. I have so much stuff wrong with me. Oh, there's more all the time. I have dyslexia. I have ADHD. I'm too nice. But it doesn't mean I'm stupid. A lot of people think I'm stupid because I have a job. And in my job, they think people shouldn't look like me. I'm an emergency room doctor, and they think some of the other doctors think I'm stupid. But I'm not. I have a lot of IQ points, I do. They just don't all work together as a team. You know, the dyslexic ones are like, which way is up? The ADD ones are always taking a break. You know, the nice ones, the nice IQ points, they hide. But it turns out I have lots of IQ points, and I always like to tell people, I mean, you can live past 30, I'm a walking PSA. But I've never had a malpractice suit. I don't want you to be afraid, you know? Part of my thing in doing comedy is I can't scare people from going to the doctor. That's actually my first fashion rule for dressing up as an ER doctor. Don't scare the patients. Rule 1, don't scare the patients. Rule 2, look like a girl. I like that. I mean, a woman or something like that. It's kind of fun. I mean, I haven't had to worry about the non-binary thing. I really like the girl idea, but I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's fun. There's all this stuff to do. So when you're older, though, you know, I mean, all this stuff is wrong. I have back and this and that and the other stuff. And, you know, when you're online dating like I am, you know what they send me, you guys? They send me guys my age. Oh, no. Oh, no, when I look at the pictures, I know way too much, okay? I know how close to dead people are. I'm a doctor. Come on, you know, I'm paying for this, you know? 1 chin, 2 chins, 3 chins. People look like they just left the insurrection. Oh, my God. And that was a long time ago, so they lived. But, the other thing is, I have to be careful because, if I did sleep with him, I'd have to be motivated to do CPR. Because I do good CPR. And then I'd feel guilty. What if they, in the middle of the act, I think I still know how to do that. Anyway, but, what if I slept with him, and you have to be really careful these days that you don't get killed in your sleep. Or the other real problem is that I don't sleep with some guy who'd have to have a haircut by the time he woke up. I'd give him a haircut in their sleep. Some of those man buns, they just don't belong there. But then there's an emergency medicine, I love it. It's really good for people like me with ADD. It's also extra good because I'm an empath, and I go in the room, I feel things, and I got to get right back out again and go to the next one. But, emergency medicine, I'm sort of like a very, very, very high-stakes cocktail waitress. I go from room to room, I do a thing, I bring them things. Oh, miss, that's Dr. Fucker. But I like what I do. I like to put people at ease. I should also tell you that I brought my own psychotherapist with me. Thank you, Rachel, she's here. And my college roommate, it was in the other century, but my college roommate, Alia, from our freshman year at college, how about that? So that's so cool. So what the hell if some family members don't talk to me? I have people that like me. Anyway. You hate that when family members say, thank you. Take that, brother and half-sister. Who are in LA and aspiring actors. Ha ha. Guess who gets all the stage time in LA? And I see the light. This is so much fun, you guys. I just thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, my guests, for coming. I got to get dressed up. This is very cool. I had an emergency earlier. There was no hairdryer working, and I was really freaked out. But I always want to tell you, since I'm older than most of you, and that's really okay. I have health insurance. But I want you to know that, remember, every one of us, okay, a funeral is not a sad event. No. It's an opportunity for me to pick up young men.
I did not know she was leaving on that note, but that's awesome. That was great. That was fun. All right, we got a few more comics tonight. I'm still loose and groovy. Are we feeling loose, groovy tonight, folks? Yeah? Who wants to go dancing after this?